the next 10 minutes, I'll show you how to build your very first AI agent in n8n. No coding, no prior tech skills, zero experience needed. It's super beginner friendly. Popular no-code tools you might have heard are like Zapier, Make.com, and n8n. For AI automation, my personal favorite is n8n because it's open source and self-hostable. It already has nodes for OpenAI, RAG, webhooks, everything AI needs. And as per Google Trends, n8n is widely used no-code tool. You can watch this video to set up n8n completely for free. Once your n8n is set up, you log into n8n and click on Create Workflow. Then you will land on this empty workflow canvas. A workflow is nothing but just the row of blocks. On the right hand side, when you click on this plus icon, you will find the different nodes that you can drag and drop and connect them to build your first workflow automation. Let's build our first workflow automation. The first node should always be a trigger node which will trigger your workflow. It can be a trigger manually node, webhook trigger, or it can be when executed by another workflow. We will choose trigger manually. Then we will add one more node to perform certain operation. Let's choose date and time node. Under action, we will choose get current date. So this node is going to return the current date and time. We can add one more node to perform data transformation on the fields written by this node. So choose data transformation node under which edit fields. So what fields to add? You can click on add field, but you might not be knowing what fields the previous nodes are going to return and how to set them. Just click on execute previous node. This will return the output from previous node and you need to just drag and drop the values. Drag this field, keep the name of the field as is current date and you're good to go. We will quickly run this workflow to see the output. Our workflow has written the current date and time. Similarly, you can add different complex nodes to build your first workflow automation as per your use case. Now let's quickly understand what is AI agent. When you type any query in the ChatGPT, the query is processed in the backend by LLM, large language model, and it returns the response. Similarly, AI agent is a piece of software that has access to large language model which does the processing. AI agent even has access to memory which will remember the previous conversation, and it has access to different tools which you can select to perform different operations. So we have the input where the question comes in, the agent where the AI thinks, and then the output where the reply goes. So under AI agent, in order to make it accessible to the LLM, we need to select the chat model. So there are different chat models which you can select: Anthropic chat model, DeepSeek chat model, the Google Gemini chat model. So we will be choosing OpenAI chat model and we need to connect it. Under OpenAI chat model, you need to add the credentials of your OpenAI account. All you need to do is click on create new credential, add the API key. So from where you will get this API key? You need to go to OpenAI account. So select OpenAI platform, log in with your account. As we need the API key, you need to select the API. So once that is done, then you need to search for API key. Under API key, create new secret key. You can name the secret keys such as test or whatever you want. Select the project. I'm selecting default project. Click on create secret key. Copy this secret key. Go to your n8n and paste the API key here and click on save. So once that is done, you can select the different models as per your use case. We will be selecting GPT-4o mini for now. After chat model, we can select the memory so that our AI agent remembers previous conversations. So what can be the use case where we need to remember the previous conversation? Let's think of WhatsApp AI chatbot, Instagram chatbot, wherein the user asks a couple of questions and we need to remember the previous conversations and answer them accurately. So you can select the different memories. There's a simple memory, Postgres chat memory, MongoDB chat memory. For now, we will be selecting the simple memory. So we can connect to this node. Under simple memory, you can decide how many past interactions the model receives as a context. That is, how many past conversations you want this AI agent to remember. We can increase it to 10. So under tool, there are a couple of tools for the different operations that you want to perform, such as vector store, the different tools such as AWS text extract tool, and many more. So for now, we will be choosing the Gmail tool in order to send the emails via this workflow. So I have a node here. What I'll be doing is I'll be connecting the tool to this node. So under Gmail node, you need to add your credential so that this workflow can access your Gmail account. You need to add the client ID, client secret. So from where you will get this client ID, client secret? All you need to do is you need to go to cloud.google.com, click on this console, then you need to create new project, create. Once the project is created, we need to search for API and services. Under API and services, we need to enable the APIs which will help our workflow to access those APIs to send the email. Search for Gmail and just click on enable. So once this is done, you need to create the credential which you can add under that node to access your Gmail account. So all you need to do is you need to go to OAuth consent screen, click on get started, give your app name, add the support email, click on next. Under audience, select the external because you're going to make the API call from external environment. Next. Provide contact information. Next. Check this box, continue and create. Once the app is created, you need to go to audience and move this app from testing to production. So once the app has been productionized, you need to go to clients, click on create client and just create the client ID. So here under authorize redirected URIs, you need to add this OAuth redirect URL of n8n so that n8n is able to access your Gmail account. So once this is added, click on create. Copy your client ID, paste it over here. Copy your client secret, paste it over here and just save. Once it is saved, just sign in with the Google. Yeah, so our connection is successful. So under 2, you can mention the email ID or you can pass the email ID to which you want to send the email in order to make this automation work. Under subject, we have selected defined automatically by the model, email type, let's choose text, and even message, let's choose define automatically by the model. Now let's quickly test this workflow. We will ask AI agent in order to send the email mentioning that I'll be on leave tomorrow. Let's see whether it's able to send the email or not. So it's asking for recipient email address and the subject line for the email or any other specific message. Let me give the recipient email address. So I've shared the details. Let's see whether this automation was able to send the email or not. So the email has been successfully been sent to this email ID regarding the leave of absence of tomorrow. We'll go to our Gmail account. Under send section, our workflow has successfully sent the email to the recipient email address that we had mentioned. And if you see the text that it has written, it's very professional. Now let's ask couple of more questions to this workflow. The workflow is successfully responding with the accurate information. Now let's ask one more question with respect to dental clinic. So we have this Smilecraft Dental Clinic, and this clinic is for the different dental services. Let's see our AI agent is able to answer the question with respect to this dental clinic or not. So the response is, I don't have access to this real-time data or specific pricing for this dental clinic. This is totally normal because large language model behind this AI agent do not have magically information about a private company or private clinic or any data after their training date. And that's where RAG comes into the picture. Now let's understand what is RAG. RAG is Retrieval Augmented Generation. How does RAG works? It will break down the data into different chunks, encode those chunks into vectors, and store them in the form of embeddings. So when the user asks question, it will fetch relevant chunks, hand over those chunks to the agent as an extra context, and then AI agent will be responsible to answer the user query with accurate response. We will be using Supabase for RAG. As we have seen, our AI agent was not able to answer to the question with respect to Smilecraft Dental Clinic because LLM do not have access to the data of any private company or private clinic. To make our AI agent answer to the question with respect to this private clinic, we need to create vector embeddings on the data of this private clinic, and then we need to give access to the AI agent to those vector embeddings. To create vector embeddings on the private data of this Smilecraft Dental Clinic, we will be using Supabase. So you need to go to Supabase, then sign up with your email, click on New Project, give the name of this project, give any database password, and then create new project. Once the project is created, we need to run a SQL script which will help to create vector embeddings on execution of our n8n workflow. So you need to go to Supabase Vector n8n, then click on this link, Supabase Vector Store Node Documentation. Scroll down, click on Quick Start for setting up your vector store. Copy this SQL script, go to Supabase, click on SQL Editor, new SQL snippet, paste the SQL script and just run. Once this SQL script is being ran, it will create the table document and a function match document. Now let's go to database. Under tables, we see the SQL script has created a table documents, and whenever we run our n8n workflow to create vector embeddings of data of any private company or private clinic, those vector embeddings will be created under this table. So our Supabase is set up. Let's go to n8n. We have this workflow which will create the vector embeddings of data of private clinic or private company. All we need to do is we need to upload our private clinic documents in Google Drive. So in Google Drive, under this folder, I have uploaded all the private information of Smilecraft Dental Clinic. And in this Google Drive node, we need to select that folder where that document is present, and we need to add the credential of our Google Drive account, which is similar to what we have done in Gmail node. Only the extra step is you need to go to this API and services and click on enable API and services, type drive. So Google Drive API, click on enable. Once this is done, your n8n will be able to access your Google Drive account. Then we need to add the Supabase credential under the Supabase node. So click on this node Under credential, create new credential, you need to add the host and service role secret. So from where you will get the host and service role secret, go to Supabase, go to project settings, data API, copy this URL. So this will be your host, and just paste it over here. And service role secret, you need to go to API keys. Under the service role, click on reveal, copy the service role, and then paste it over here, and you will be good to connect to Supabase. I've already made connection. So this workflow is aimed to create vector embeddings in the Supabase. Let's quickly run this workflow. The vector embeddings have been successfully created in Supabase. Under document table, let's quickly see the vector embeddings of private data has been created under document table. In order to understand this workflow in detail, I'll drop in the link of my previous video and the particular timestamp, so you can go over that timestamp and watch that particular section to completely understand this workflow. Now the embeddings have been created. Let's go to our initial workflow. Let's quickly attach the Supabase vector store tool. Under Supabase vector store tool, similarly you need to add the credential. You need to select the table name from which this vector store is going to return those particular chunks which are relevant to the user question. And we need to select this embeddings OpenAI model here. You can add the OpenAI account, and then this AI agent is able to access the vector embeddings of the private data of Smilecraft Dental Clinic, and AI agent will be able to respond to the user question with respect to Smilecraft Dental Clinic. Let's quickly test it out. So let's ask the same question again. Now our AI agent should be able to answer to this question. AI agent has successfully responded. The cost of root canal treatment at Smilecraft Dental Clinic starts from 5,000 per tooth. Let's quickly validate this information. When we go to dental clinic, let's go to FAQ page, and the price of root canal treatment is 5,000, which our AI agent has responded. If you found this helpful, smash that like, share, subscribe button and drop a comment telling me what you want to hear in the next video.